I only got one question for you. Do you know what it takes?
Gosh
And then the cutscene starts up.
Gosh darn it, Wash.
It's BioNicle Heroes.
Incredible, Wash. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Look.
Nice.
It's a game released in 2006 for BioNicle. The last BioNicle console game, actually, in fact.
The only BioNicle console game, actually.
Right.
Oh, really? We're just
In my mind, yeah. No.
Yeah.
There are no
retroactively.
that should exist or have
Yeah.
ever existed.
This game should also not exist.
Well, so this game was developed by TT Games, who also made the Lego Star Wars games. So
Right.
it kind of falls in the similar vein to them, where it's much more like intentionally goofy and kind of more about the collectible aspect of it. So things don't really fall under like Bionicle's canon for 2006. It's very loosely based off of it. So yeah, as you can see, it's like a third-person game, third-person shooter. But I wanted to ask, like, have you guys had any experience with this game? Like, have you seen it before?
I have never played this before, and I'm still not playing it, as a matter of fact.
Yep, neither have I. I think I've seen bits of it here and there, but yeah, the only TT game stuff I've played is like the mainline Lego stuff. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, like, there's just, like, a ton of these Technic pieces around, and, like, this meter to collect them all, and activate Hero Mode, which is kind of, like, will be explained a bit later. But one of the main parts of it is that you can actually, with your brown Toa Hyuki selected, press and hold the thing to trigger this construction. So they do actually call the pieces construction, even though they're largely Technic.
Also, they call Huki brown.
yeah, I was about to say they call him brown, but he looks more black than brown.
Well, yeah. The thing is, like, when they were developing this game, it was back in, like, 2005, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, late 2005. And so a lot of the
prototype was probably,
yeah, the prototype images were using the Roodaka. So at that point, they still had, like, brown Toa, Anawa was brown. Wait, how do I open this bridge? Oh yeah, I gotta activate the lever.
Did you not read the? You just gotta read the instructions.
And yeah, I gotta activate this construction. Yeah, the thing about this game is that, like, it has a bunch of different versions. So this is the PC version, but there's also a DS and Game Boy Advance version. We kind of like BioNicle the game. The game that doesn't exist.
No.
Right.
Especially not the Game Boy version.
No.
Oh no, definitely
that one
not.
especially doesn't exist.
Yeah, the thing about the different versions, though, is that, like, they are almost completely different games, and kind of, like, the DS version, in particular, like, is much more like the prototype that they had, where, like, it's a third-person game, but initially it was going to be first-person.
Interesting.
Like a first-person shooter. But the thing is, like, it was deemed too mature for the Lego audience. Except for on the DS. I guess you can get away with it on the DS because that was actually a first-person shooter. So yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, it's because the Nintendo DS is for the most mature and sophisticated gamers.
Yeah, so I basically filled up that meter by collecting a bunch of stuff, and the way that the game goes is just kind of like you break stuff, you explore, you break some more stuff, and you eventually activate hero mode, and then you use your brown Toa Hyuki to trigger that golden construction, which is basically at several junctures in each level, and that's kind of the entire game. So like we can basically end now. Like,
what is that exactly right there?
I do
I
not
can't even
know.
tell what that's supposed to be. Is that a? That's.
I think it's a Krongawon key.
Oh,
Oh, you're
you
right.
might be right about that.
I mean, it's got Rakshi's spines for
Hands.
forearms.
Yeah.
Does it have a Makuta head?
It looks vaguely Makuta-ish.
Maybe it's one of
Yeah.
the alt builds for Makuta.
Bye.
Or like
Yeah,
the
so
Oh, and you're on a boat now.
we all know what happens
boat.
when
I'm
we're
on a
builds.
there's a bunch of thrilling gameplay segments that you can see in this game. I remember talking about this game several years ago, like back in 2016. Like we talked about it on episode 17 of the Modcast, and I remember saying like it's kind of boring, honestly. like the gameplay, like the primary gameplay loop is like engaging, but not very interesting. Like it's incredibly repetitive, but like it isn't terrible. Like I wouldn't say like it's a passable game.
It seems like it's basically Lego Star Wars with a little more of an action focus, but less charm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was developed by like the same team, so they kind of tried to implement a lot of the similar things, but just in the Bionicle setting, kind of. Well, vaguely in the Bionicle setting. I don't know how. Like the thing is, you know, of course, you've got the story, kind of, where like there's the Mask of Life and Vizon, the Paraka, Voyanui, like kind of the surface elements, right? But then you have all these like characters from all the different years just kind of smattered in there because it's Bionicle. You recognize Bionicle, right?
I remember. I should have said this a few minutes ago. I remember this game being announced back in the day. It might have even been Greg on BZ Power who said something about it first. And I remember being excited when I first heard about it. But then when like screenshots and stuff started coming out and they revealed that it wasn't canon, I was like, this looks lame. And then I never thought about it again. Until now.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry to dredge up
that's
old
not completely
memories,
true,
Judd.
but-
I mean, like, the thing is about it is that, like, I think it may be similar reasons why I never played it, or never had any experience with it, is that I may have had a similar sort of reaction when I learned it wasn't canon, or, like, saw how, like, blatantly non-canon it was. I was like, I don't care about it. I don't know if that was the reason or not. I genuinely don't remember.
That's interesting.
Because I was 9 years old in 2006. Fun fact. For all the viewers at home, now you know my age. You can do the math.
I can't. I'm very bad at math, Slime.
I did play this game on the PS2, like, when it came out, but, like, I wasn't that into Bionicle canon at the time. I kind of got into that a bit later in 2009. So maybe I just didn't really care as much that there were like Vorok and Vizorak around.
Right. And like you like the thing is about this sort of a game though, right? Is that like it's very easy for us today to be like, oh, I can't believe they have Vizorak and Borok and as the villain, you got Roodaka and Rakshi and like all this stuff. It's like very easy to like look at this game and be like it's
dismissive?
amazing how non-canon it is. But you think about like the development of this as a game. Like if this was like Star Wars or something like that, right? If this was a Star Wars game, those movies would be in production for quite a long period of time. I mean, after shooting,
Right.
movies take a long time to make.
Yeah.
And that's plenty of time to know, okay, this is, at least vaguely, this is what's in the movie, to make an adaptation of that, right?
Yeah. And I
With
mean, the
something
development
like
team, used like the past 5 years of BioNicle as reference, So
Exactly, because
like,
what
yeah.
else did they have to go off of? They didn't, because this game started development in what, 2005 maybe?
Yeah.
2000, maybe.
It was. I think it
earlier
was
than that?
announced. It was announced into the early 2006, I believe. Like that's when news outlets talked about it. But I think it was late 2005. I don't remember exactly which month.
Right, and it came out in late 2006. That's a year-long development cycle. When you think about that in terms of video game industry, that's not a lot of time at all,
Yep.
actually. And it's also easy to be like, oh, Traveler's Tales. Oh yeah, they've made every single Lego game. This was 2006. The first Lego Star Wars game came out in 2005. Like, this
Right.
is this the second Lego game that they came out with?
It came out around the same time as Lego Star Wars 2. I'm not sure which was first.
Plus, you gotta consider as well that because when they were working on the prototype, they had the assumption that this is gonna be like a first-person game, like the console version at least. And so in there, there's a bunch of development diaries basically that was released, and where the game developers talk about just a bunch of aspects of its design. And essentially, I think there was also this one video that was released on this one channel called Game Hut, where it was one of the developers, I believe, that basically was showcasing the first-person prototype. And essentially, because they couldn't do that, they were working with a whole bunch of different cameras, thinking first, oh, maybe it should not be a shooter, but just a third-person platform game, like a Mario game or something like that, which kind of would have been interesting. But I think honestly, the shooter genre, I guess, works better for 2006 because they had a bunch of projectile weapons at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting because I mean, for the record, John, you were correct. Lego Star Wars 2 came out in September of 2006, so not the second game, but pretty early in Traveler's Tales' existence, because I don't think they made games before Lego Star Wars. I think that was their first game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was made
If I remember.
in tandem with Lego Star Wars 2. I mean, it would have had to have been given the timeline.
Right.
Yeah, you can also unlock the Paraka, as you can see. There's a bunch of icons. So you will eventually unlock Vizon, I guess, at the end. I haven't actually beaten this version of the game. I beat the DS version back in the day, but it's just been so long since I played this. So, yeah.
Is the DS version any better, in your opinion?
I remember really liking the DS version, honestly. I think maybe it's because, there wasn't... because of the smaller screen as well, they couldn't fit as much on screen at once. Because I find, with BioNicle Heroes, there's often times where you're beating a bunch of enemies at a time, in droves, in hordes. But I felt like
there's so much that's going on in every frame.
Yeah, I know. Look, they had to pack every frame with Bionicle, okay? It's Bionicle to the T. But look, it's basically with BioNicle Heroes on DS, it felt better paced, or at least slightly better paced, I think. And that there was a bit more strategy going on. Because, here in this game, there's a bunch of these masks for all of the Toa. Kind of laid around. Oh yeah, and there's also boss battles too. Forgot to mention. But golden constructions can only be triggered when in hero mode. Okay, well this is good to know. But oh no, Matoro. Yeah, so Matoro can actually do his sniper mode. Basically BioNicle Heroes on DS.
That's because Matoro is one cold dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, so there's a bunch of these masks, right? But in BioNicle Heroes DS, you can actually just play as all of the Toa at any time. Like, you don't need to collect masks. And so I felt like it was a different kind of flow to the game, and that's how they were originally intending it to be. Like, that's part of the prototype as well. So, like, the DS version is, I think, probably closer to their vision of the game.
Huh.
Like, the definitive version. It's been a while since I played that game, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about it, but I feel like with 2006, especially, there's not, like, a lot of, I guess, fan buzz about it. Like, a lot of the fan games that are being made are more about the golden years rather than the later years of Bionicle. So it would be interesting to see, like, other interpretations for video games in these later years. I hope at least that there are a few. I know that there have been, like, some mods for BioNicle Heroes, and yeah, I'm not really. Oh, I should probably pay attention to, like, my health. Yeah, I honestly forgot.
It's not important.
Forgot what you're supposed to do here. I think I just have to, like, get a bunch. No, right. I have to remember the primary gameplay loop or the secondary gameplay loop. Gotta build the golden constructions.
Gotta build the golden constructions. I think it's interesting because I'm just thinking now. I'm trying to remember what each of the 6 Toa and Naika's mask powers were. Matoro's was become Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Danny Phantom powers.
Danny Phantom powers, or rather, like, wouldn't his, like, he, like, could shoot his spirit out of his
astral
body?
protection.
Doctor Strange
Astral
powers.
projection. Doctor Strange powers, yes.
Oh yeah, and I can use this guy against Rachi.
Oh, there's that guy again.
Gorak.
Holly had headaches.
Yeah, Matoro's was that. Holly had the power of
Migraines.
plot.
Yeah.
Plot
Of
migraine.
course.
Kongu could. Did he have telepathy? He had telepathy.
Yeah.
Um,
Nuparo could fly.
Fly. Just had straight up flight.
Huki could
Oh, yeah.
aim things really well.
I'm just gonna get up in this face. Is all. That's my strategy, which is to say I have no strategy.
I think Jala had
Oh,
reflexes.
Jala had reflexes.
Yeah. Jala had the Spidey.
Oh no.
Yes.
No, I lost
Oh no.
the Mask of Ice.
Mask
You
of
see,
Ice
it doesn't.
lost.
It's not
Your
that
head.
consequential. No.
Matoro is dead.
Crab
No,
Wraith.
it's
Crab
like
Wraith.
canon. We brought it back. we brought it back.
You know-
we brought it back to actual canon.
You know, for the most part, Bionicle was really good about giving each character, like, good powers. What happened in 2006 with the mask powers?
Well, it's just I am curious, like who,
Oh, he just. Oh, okay.
oh, just kills himself. Okay.
It's not really a Krata either. It's like some kind of mind slug, but it doesn't go in their spines.
But
Oh, yes. I love just
cerebro slug.
the goofiness of this. It's just like, yes, I now have the head of the Rakshi. I have won.
It is curious. Like, I do wonder who was responsible for, or like, not who, but like whom, because probably
whomst.
multiple people.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Whomst
this
was
is in 2000.
responsible.
This is
that's
in like
the story
2000.
team, probably.
Yeah, I would imagine probably since a lot of the story, or at least there's a lot of people that left the team for Bionicle in 2005, so it was
Right.
probably like Gregory.
Todd.
Todd,
Yeah.
that's right.
Right.
I remember Greg saying he wanted to give Nuparo flight powers as like an ironic gag.
So we can actually get some upgrades. I didn't showcase it, but there was like a couple of icons that had a plus next to their next to the Toa's name. So Hyuki is kind of the most important character in the game because he can construct. And that's like
Which is part of the primary
yeah,
gameplay.
it's exactly like, you know, incredibly important. So
Was this game
Now-
part of a conspiracy to make the stone element seem
Cooler?
cooler?
maybe,
To-
maybe. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was genuinely just about to say, is this all just a ploy to make the brown or brown adjacent Toa sell better?
Also, what's interesting is like here Hookie's his proper colors, but in like the mask selection, he's brown and like right there.
So he is.
Can
That's so
you switch to
weird.
Hookie?
Yeah, I'm Huki, but yeah, so you can see like I have a bunch of silver hearts now, or a couple. So that means I can take a bit more damage as Huki. But the thing about Huki is that like he's also like I think the slowest character. So that's a kind of trade-off, I guess.
To just not play as him all the time.
Yeah, but now we can use Gurok's head to open up the next level.
That makes sense.
Look. Totally. You know. It's just kind of the vibe of the game.
It'd be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see, like, what does a, like, if the primary reason that people harp on this game, apart from the gameplay loop being the exact same for the entire game,
well, that's a loop.
like-
I mean, I think it's obviously it's a loop.
Which is a
like
valid-
that's kind of the, like game design, you know. Like you have to have some kind of primary gameplay loop, and that is like search and just like collect, I guess. Like destroy and collect. That's kind of the main parts of this game, like the main aspect of the game.
Yeah, but like, what does a canon, quote unquote, canon BioNicle Heroes look like, and is that?
I think
is that any
so.
more worth playing?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna mention is that there is a mod of the game. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put it in the description, I guess. But like that.
Waj, put it
there's
on
a
the
couple-
screen right
yeah,
now.
Yeah, I'll put it on the
Wow,
screen right now.
Raj,
But
that's
like
really
essentially.
cool. Look at that.
Yes, the
Yes, that.
Essentially, like, there is a mod where, like, people have kind of created more canon, like, environments, I guess, for some of the levels, and adjusted some of them so that it like, is more like locations from Voya Nui, I guess. I think that's kind of what that is. So, at least there is some love for the game, but, like, not a ton. I don't know. Like, I'd actually be really interested to know what people think of this game. So if you're watching this right now, please leave it in the comments. Like, what do you think? What like
And
is
while
this
you're
game
there,
any
don't
good?
forget to. While you're there, don't forget to
what?
like,
Wow.
comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification.
Doing all the YouTube.
And then go back to the subscribe button, unsubscribe, and go back to the like button, unlike the video.
Yeah.
In fact, dislike the video. It won't matter. We won't.
It won't matter.
No one
That's
will see
right.
it but
Yeah.
us.
Man.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, please.
You can
And
do
then
what
go
you
to
want.
our Patreon.
Yeah, no, that's the most vital part. Yeah, you gotta go to our Patreon. That totally exists.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave a comment with our Patreon down below in the comments. So
Please give us your entire salary each month.
please.
The Toa have kind of special things that they can do, like traversal options, so Kongu can jump on these little paths that are kind of like Roodaka spinners. Like they had kind of like Roodaka launchers, I guess. I think that's what they are. Like that looks like a Roodaka spinner that could fit on there. I don't know if that's an actual piece or not, or if this is something made for this game.
I mean, it looks like there is an actual Roodaka spinner like symbol in there, so yeah, I think it definitely is.
So I think probably part of the reason why people, don't really care for this game, maybe, is because of the prevalence of hero mode. Because not only is it so prevalent, but also it's the music. that'll constantly play and like overwrite the music that's playing for the theme, like for the level, like the level theme. Why can't I jump down? I just want to get down. Yeah, so Nuparo can also like climb walls. That was his thing. Wait, why can't I not go down here? Am I stuck? No.
That would
Am I
be
clicking the right button? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit the music. I have not played this game. I've only observed this game very briefly.
Oh wait, oh I see. I have to go as Kongu.
The hero mode music is already wearing on me. It's already wearing on me.
Yeah, I think I've already got it somewhat memorized in my head. Like, I could just, even though I've only been seeing this game played for like a couple hours, I could already get it memorized in my head.
I thought Morrowind overused its main theme, but this is something
Yeah.
else.
Look, this is the only track in the game. There was no music before this. This is the only one. So, yeah. Like, it's a fine piece of music, but, like, it just plays so often that I think it becomes kind of grating for people. So, I don't know, like, as far as if there were ways to fix this game, or at least make it a bit more engaging. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's fine. But would there be any way to make it, like, a better game? Probably to, like, maybe, like, cut out the amount of hero mode. That, like, maybe make it more of an optional thing rather than something that's required for, like, progression. Because, like, the other thing is that, like, I'm basically invulnerable.
You'd have to change up the gameplay loop to make each of
there we
the
go.
6 Toa, like, equally important.
Yeah.
And maybe not even, like, all in the same level, too. Like, that's the thing. I think about comparing it to another Traveler's Tales game. You know, Lego Star Wars, the original, and all the others that come past it. Like, what makes those games fun and engaging to me, at least, having played those games since I was literally a child, having not played the most recent one because of other things. But what makes those games interesting to me is, like, let's just go with the original, because I think that's a good thing to compare this against. The original Lego Star Wars, you've got, you know, multiple categories, quote unquote, of, you know, heroes you can play as. You've got the people with guns. You've got the Jedi. You've got the Sith. You've got, you know,
You've got Max
droids
Rebo.
that can access panels. Max Rebo is not in the original game. I will have you know. As the original game was just the first 3 episodes, the prequel trilogy. Come on.
And it's
You
accepted
gotta get your
that Max
facts
Rebo
straight.
not being in those is the greatest oversight in history.
It's
What you're saying is,
Perhaps
like,
so.
having, like, there are, like, sort of archetypes for each of the characters, like, you know, they're each a different kind of weapon archetype. So, like, with Hyuki, I think he's more like, or Nuparo is more like a grenade launcher guy. Or, like, they're heavier characters, you know? And then I think Matoro and... maybe Matoro's in his own category? I don't know. Maybe he's, like, more like Kongu, I suppose. Where Kongu has a shotgun. One sort of small detail about it is that the weapons are all kind of, like, from different years of Bionicles. Like, Kongu has kind of Liwa's axe, but, like, repurposed as a shotgun. As you can see. And then you can kind of upgrade it so that it becomes, like, Kongu's weapon. So, like, they do have some, like, basic archetypes for the weapons. But, yeah, no, I get what you mean, though. Like, if characters...
well, what I mean is also, it's not even that they are different categories, because it's not even that I believe that there are differences between the six Toa here, but it's like, as far as just from a level design standpoint, right? You have you have levels where there is, you play through the story mode, and then there's, oh, you have to have Padme for this part so that you can, use the gun to grapple up, or, oh, I have to have Qui-Gon over here so that he can use his force powers to move this. And then there's certain parts of the level that are locked off until later because you have to come back with free play to access that Sith point or access that Jedi, or what have you.
Yeah, I mean that is
and I think that's what makes those games
here,
fun and enjoyable. Is that here it seems like it's like, what is the reason to play as each of the six Toa? And it seems like the answer is different weapon type, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's just sort of like, it feels like you would just select one Toa to play as, and that's what you play as.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that probably goes with more of how they were, like, initially designing the game, where, like, you could basically choose any Toa to play as, like, at any point, because they kind of vary it up with, like, you have different Toa that you start with, and you collect the masks throughout the level. But, like, in the DS version, that's not the case. So you can basically just choose your favorite Toa and then play as them, like, for the entire game. And you can also upgrade them as well, independently of each of the Toa. So, like, I think, though there is that aspect where like, some parts of the levels are locked off, kind of, like... Oh, wait. There we go. Basically, parts of the level are locked off, like, dependent on either if you have one of the Paraka you can play as. So, like, there's some sections where you need the Paraka to unlock stuff. Yeah.
What?
So that's so you can play as Vizon, as you saw, like, there's, like, a bunch of pieces with his icon. And so there's also parts where there'll be, like, a plus next to the icon. And that's where you need, like, an upgraded Toa. So you need to, like, buy the stuff from the shop, to upgrade the Toa to the fullest. And then you can unlock a couple places. But I don't think, like, that drastically changes anything. Like, there's not, like, completely different paths, necessarily. But they're just, like, more collectibles. I think that's the difference. Like, that's the key difference between them. Jala.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that, like, I necessarily would want, like, if I was to go back in time and direct this game, like, I don't know that I would necessarily be like, just make it Lego Star Wars, because at the end of the day, I don't think that's like, is Lego Star Wars, but it's Bionicle, is that a fun game? I guess it probably is, because Lego Star Wars is just a fun game, but, like, it's not a unique game.
No. And we all know that, TT Games does nothing but original games. They definitely haven't spent the last 20 years making the same game over and over again.
At least as far as their repertoire goes, BioNICLE Heroes is kind of varied, at least.
Yes. This is definitely outside of what they do for the most part.
It's a departure from the norm. I think for me, like, something.
Of course, I imagine if all these characters were minifigs, perhaps the similarities to other TT games would be perhaps a little more obvious.
Yeah. So, like, I wonder actually if they ever got anywhere substantial with any of their other prototypes, like if they even made any, really, like with other kinds of cameras, like camera angles, like making it more of a platformer, probably more in line with the other, because, like, they did have some system sets for BioNICLE, so, like, like the play sets, right?
Yep.
Like for 2005, like that's when they started it.
Yep.
So it's totally conceivable that they could have gone in a different direction. So hold on.
I like the look on
I just
Radar's
want to
face
upgrade.
in
Oh yeah. Oh
Just
yeah,
a goofy
he's
lad.
pretty.
Look at him.
They all got their faces around.
But only he's goofy.
Yeah.
I guess you could say he's triggered.
That's Avak.
That's Havoc.
Nope. Incorrect.
He's the wait, isn't it?
I refuse to hear
No,
that.
no, it's the trigger, the tracer, the drifter, the snake.
Is he the beast?
He's beast. He is the beast.
No, wait, what?
No.
No,
hold
Vizak
on.
is
Hold
the
on.
beast, isn't he?
No, hold on. Let's go through these. So there's the trigger, the tracer, the drifter, the snake, the beast,
the bully, all that makes Paraka.
The trigger is Avak. The tracer, I think the tracer is Vazok. I think.
Really?
The drifter is Thok.
Oh, I should have gotten the discount. Dang it, I forgot about this.
The beast.
I can remember.
The beast is no, Radoc is the tracer.
Yeah, because after he's been defeated, he can't be defeated the same way twice, right? Is that? Yes.
Yes, I think that's a thing.
So he basically.
So it's the trigger. So it's Avak. The trigger, the tracer is Radoc. Tracer. The drifter is
Oh,
Thok.
Roodaka.
The snake is there's Roodaka.
Oh.
The snake is Zaktan. The beast is Vazok, and then the bully
Hakan.
is Hakan. Yep. All that makes progress.
Man, why is there a statue of Roodaka on Voya Nui?
Look. Again, there's no canon here.
Yep,
There's
it's
none.
all over the place.
Well, hold on. I think we've all been taking this the wrong way.
Oh,
We've been
okay,
taking this
okay.
the wrong way. We've been saying this is why it isn't canon. I think the goal shouldn't be to try to figure out what isn't canon about this game. It's trying to figure out how to make this canon. So in this canon, because it is a game that exists, and if I want to say this is Bionicle canon, this is Bionicle canon. This
Okay.
gets into all kinds of arguments. Don't at me in the
Yeah,
comments.
don't.
Please at Slime in the comments as much as you want, and also direct this to his personal email account.
Fight me. Don't put that in the video. Watch. Don't put that in the video.
It's in there for like one frame. And then...
I'll get doxxed. Why are there? Let's start with. I think you start with Vizarok. I think is the easiest thing because there could conceivably be Vizarok on.
They probably went their separate ways.
I think that's absolutely.
2005.
Right. So Voya Nui is completely separate from the rest of the Matoran universe. It's the bit that's broken off of the chest and just floated up to the surface, right?
Anyway, right.
So clearly there's statues to Roodaka here because
Yes.
Roodaka, as a member of the
Vortex.
Sure, that sounds the
That's
Vortex.
her
Yes,
species.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, that's
the species
right.
name. Yes. As a member of the Vortex, she came to Voya Nui eons ago.
I know. Getting destroyed.
And
I lost Holly.
oh
no.
Oh no, Holly is dead. Crab race.
Most important character.
Roodaka came and set up something important on the island, and so statues of her were constructed. That's also why there's a Vizarok presence on the island. There are millions of Bolrock around because the Bara got confused and accidentally from Motunui just shot several billion Bolrock in cannons. From Motunui, they landed on.
Well, no.
Voya
Some of the Avmatoran came from Cardanui, which was directly below Voyanui
Oh, of course.
originally.
Oh yeah, spoilers for the entire Lego Bionicle franchise.
Spoilers for an event that happened 12 years ago.
Look, you can never be too careful, Slime.
Yeah, I don't know who's watching this, honestly, like, but I'd imagine it'll be mostly Bonkle fans, right?
Yes. And whoever is watching this is incredibly smart and creative and incredible. Please hit the like button.
Nice.
That's just not
Hey
subtle
guys,
at
what
all,
do
it's
you
like-
think about that fan theory that all the characters live inside of Madanui?
No, could never happen.
No, I don't. That seems too far fetched to me. Like,
No, that wouldn't line up because like there's like how would you even make that work in like size dimensions? Like the size doesn't
No.
add up.
no.
Yeah, it just seems like a wacky fan theory. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. It can't be like the Borok can't be just Avmatoran though. I mean, they all are Avmatoran, but they can't be just Avmatoran though because the Krana. Because when they molt and transform into Borok.
Oh
they
yeah.
get Krana.
Where do the Krana come from?
They're from the Balrog. I think.
Is that
From
right?
the Queens. I think they come from the Queens.
Oh, yeah, see, so there's like a thing for Vizok. There's like a different, like, there's like a room here, but I don't think it leads to anything substantial. Well, who knows? I might be
Yeah,
wrong.
you gotta show
It's been
people
several
what it's
years.
like to be Vizak.
I mean, we can do that at the end of the level, I think, or at the end of the area, right? Because I think
once you beat 'em.
I think once we beat him, we do get to unlock him. So I should have explained probably at the beginning, but like we're just gonna play like Vizok's area just to get a feel for kind of like the main, or I guess it's the more like the tertiary gameplay loop, which is kind of like each area sort of repeats its own like its levels in a sense. Like the first level you beat Arakshi, the second level you just kind of get an item like a Zamosphere. Then this third level, you have to beat like one of the mini bosses, like one of the titans, like Roodaka, or I think there's at some point Sidorak as well, and Brutaka and Axon as well. And then at the end, you beat one of the Paraka. You know, like that's kind of the pattern for the bosses at least. That repeats for each area. So there you go.
Yeah. The Vaki are here because
Nuparu brought them.
Nuparu is the inventor of the Vaki, correct?
Yeah.
So when they got shot in their special canisters, Nuparu brought some Vaki parts with him because he wanted to construct some Vaki there. And then the Vaki constructed itself and then was like, haha, and then it went rogue and went and made an assembly line of Vaki. That's why there's Vaki here.
Right. And these guys, these golden Paraka things, why are they here? Just for, I guess, the Paraka, like, gold. Like, well, no, there is that one Paraka, like, the Irnak, right? That has, like, a golden spine. It probably has something to do with that.
Yeah, Urnak is
That guy.
Basically the boogeyman for Skakti.
Yep.
What?
Who does not exist except for when
Right.
he does exist.
Which is very briefly.
Roodaka, let's go.
And he is not the gold skin to
Boss
be a-
battle.
She has a mirror.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, like, with BioNicle the game, obviously, like, it was kind of goofy, but it was trying to be more, like, to, I guess, some sort of interpretation of canon,
Yeah.
and be a bit more serious. BioNicle Heroes is all goof.
Yep.
It's all goof, man. Like, I don't know. It is kind of cool, though, that you can, like, use Nuparu's ability for Roodaka getting up this wall. Like, that is kind of a cool idea. For, like, a boss battle, or, like, a boss entrance, I guess.
By the way, Slime, BS01 confirms that you are correct. The Barog create the Krana somehow. It does not. It does
Is
not.
Is that what it
No.
says?
No,
It's
what?
It
somehow-
doesn't. It doesn't. No. It says the Barag were later taught how to create Krana on their own by the great beings. It means, and were given energized protodermis to do so. That's basically all it says.
Okay.
I thought it was a full-on Palpatine. Palpatine.
Let's not
Yeah.
start that debate in our comments.
Yeah, look.
Yes. Frustratingly, there is no citation. If anyone from BSO1 is listening, please add more citations to BSO1.
Yes, yeah, no, everyone would like more citations, because, like, we've been trying to use, like, because we've been working on a Bionicle thing, but, you know, BSO1 is kind of bad, because, like, there's no citations for a lot of stuff. So we don't know where any
Right.
information comes from.
You know what?
If
I'm gonna
anyone from
I'm gonna look
BSO1
Krana up on
is
the
this-
Bionicle wiki and see if
No,
it has a
don't.
citation.
It's not any better.
It's probably
It really
worse.
is.
Just look it up in the Bionicle Encyclopedia, you know? Just, like, grab it. Find it, yeah.
No, I seem to remember. I think it might be in one of the Bionicle Chronicles books that it gets covered. That sounds like the right source, but I could be misremembering that.
Yeah, so the thing about this boss battle is that, like, I'm strafing around, like, I can't actually move my mouse, really. So it's kind of interesting that, like, they kind of lock you into this strafing mode.
Yeah. The Bionicle wiki gives less detail than BSO1. So I'm glad BSO1 is still winning.
Yeah, no, BSO1 is a great resource, and we hold it dear to our hearts. But guys, you speaking as a historian,
Speaking
you
as
gotta cite your sources.
research
You gotta
people,
cite your sources. You can't just say information and then just people be like, "Yep, that is the information." You gotta cite your sources, please.
Yep.
I beg you.
yeah, me too. Like, man, it's not good. Okay, so
This is an interesting boss battle.
There have been multiple occasions where I've tried to fact check something on BSO1, and I found it, but they didn't give a citation, and then I had to go looking through all of my Bionicle books to try to find the original source.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing is with Bionicles that made it unique, or at least one thing about it, I don't know if it made it unique, is that it was so multimedia that,
yeah.
you know, BSO1's got everything from Greg answers, from, you know, BSO1 to every single book to serials, podcast, like anything that's out there, which means that the variety of sources is vast.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have a lot of stuff. Although there is I think a bit of a gap, and maybe this will. I don't want to give away what we're working on, but it's just like essentially. I feel like with Biomedia Project and BSO1, like, they're great resources for, like, you know, checking the history of Bionicle and kind of all the various, like, bits of media that were presented. But then there's actually a lot of stuff about the media, like, you know, news articles about it that are kind of lost and have kind of been just deleted from the net. Like, nobody has archived, like, things that were kind of more contextual, I guess. Like, contextual articles about Bionicle. Like, there's some that still exist, but, like, those aren't archived on BSO1, or BMP is the thing. So, I mean, that's what we're working on, I guess. So, there you go.
We're launching our own competitor to
That's
BSO1.
right, yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's called-
MSO1 modularity.
It's gonna be called Roodaka.com.
No.
Oh no!
Oh no.
No, I don't want to know what's on that site.
No.
No. Let's just.
You know what? Just Out of curiosity,
It's probably
I am
taken.
going
It's
to-
probably taken.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it is.
You should
I'm
probably
sure
turn
it
safe
is.
search on.
Oh no.
Okay.
I can't. The server cannot be found.
Good.
Good. Yes.
So I don't
Good.
think anyone has Roodaka.com. I'm just gonna double check on my computer, just out of curiosity.
Oh, there we go.
We've definitely
No,
already played this.
Roodaka.com
We're not
because
looking
is not a
now.
site. So we have it. We have the rights. We have the rights, everybody.
Incredible.
Oh, really?
You heard it here first. Our own.
Wait, really? Roodaka.com
Source-
is available?
It is. Yeah, we should take it.
How, yeah. Okay.
Roodaka.net is available too.
I could have sworn, like, I would say, you know, as somebody that has bought domains, like, that's a domain that I thought would have been bought already. Huh. Yeah, we could just redirect it to something like people, yeah, looking for not great
Addiction
stuff.
therapy resources, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's just a single image of a photo of Roodaka, of the set, holding a sign that says "Please go to therapy."
Yeah.
Oh no.
and then you click and it's a second image and it's just Roodaka holding a sign that says "Your mental health is important." The third sign says "Like, comment, and subscribe."
And there's a big link to modularity, just like this specific video.
No. The fourth image
timestamp.
is just our URL, but not the shorthand youtube.com/modularity. Like the full HTTPS, everything all typed out.
And like bold letters in Comic Sans, you know, that's what it'll be. But yeah, so
yeah, but it's an image, so you can't even copy and paste. You can't even click on the link. You have to actively type it out.
Okay, so we're in. I guess this is the boss battle for
boy.
Vizok. So yeah, we're basically at the end game now. Here's the boy
We've come all this way.
There he is.
strolling in, rolling in.
Sort of been glossing over it for a while, but there is some usage of Matoran text here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do find it funny that everyone refers to the hexagonal format of Matoran as being the Voya Nui script, or the Voya Nui subcategory. It's the exact same. It's just rather than a square, it's
Or a circle,
hexagon.
you mean? Rather than a circle.
Did I say square?
Sure.
Gosh,
Yeah, instead of
you casual.
okay, look.
No, it's because you've made a square Matoran font. I think that's why.
I have
right?
made a square Matoran font. It's true. I think I've played around a lot with Matoran typography because it's really an interesting system.
Man, what am I
my
doing
number one.
with your
But,
white Toa Matoro? Select. Oh, I don't have white. Wait, do I? Oh no, I do. I gotta pay attention to Vizok, but I just want to collect
yeah.
things. I'm just gonna ignore him.
You gotta unlock hero mode, so you
Right.
can just have the music play constantly.
I'm
But no,
almost
I just find
there.
It really interesting because people treat the hexagonal as if it's something different, and it's it's exactly the same.
Well, yeah.
It happens to be a different shape of the outline, but all the rest of it's the same. I don't know.
Basically, somebody using a different font is basically what it is. Somebody just decided to
Well,
write the
use
same
hero
thing in a
mode.
different
It's
font.
not even though. I guess it is. I guess it is. But I don't know. I really don't see it as the same or as a different thing. But I guess calling it a different font would be.
I think it's probably something about because it was probably included with the style guides, right? So I think that probably that's just to distinguish. Oh well, this is the regular Matoran font, but then this is the Paraka font or the Voya Nui font, For
Well, I'm saying fans. I'm not necessarily
oh
saying
okay,
internally.
Right.
No, internally, absolutely, they should distinguish.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the different fonts used. The graphic design of BioNICLE is a different story, and I'd love to talk about it extensively, but I won't at this time.
Yeah, at some point, maybe we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about graphic design. 'Cause I don't know if I've mentioned this any time before, and this may get cut out because of logistical reasons. I have a degree in graphic design. I don't know if it's ever come up. I have a degree in graphic design.
I think it has actually, because like we talked about school stuff.
We did have a whole episode on graphic design. What am I talking about?
Graphic design episode 2. Yeah. So I think you did mention it there.
I'm glad that I'm not the only person who forgets about old episodes only to be corrected by Lodge.
Look, it's because like I've because I've edited those episodes, like I just remember them, even though it's been like 5 years, man.
6 years almost.
6 years,
it's been 6 years. This is the 6th year of modularity. That's.
I mean, I kind of don't count 2021 though, because we only released like 2 videos.
Yeah, that's true.
And both of those I think were recorded in 2020.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
I'm honestly not even paying attention to the game. Like, okay, Visa, we're bonking him on the head with.
Yeah, I think there's something about the gameplay that like we've all kind of just shifted our interest away from the gameplay.
It's so monotonous. We're just
I think it tells to how interesting.
This doesn't say anything about how interesting the game is.
Look, as I've said, like it's just kind of. You break stuff, you collect stuff, you activate hero mode, you win the game. That's
I love winning the game.
How you play.
I lost the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I lost the game. And now all of you good people at home have also lost the game.
Incorrect. I am here as the official officiant of the Game League. I am here to tell you that if you have reached this point in your life, you have officially won the game, and doing so, you have
actually just kill me.
obtained the prize.
Oh no, okay, I got a heart. Never mind.
I do like his glowing blue shield that Vezog classically has.
Well, he is a tower of fire, so he does have a mask of shielding.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, they are the Voinui Toa, so like he's sporting a howl right now. He's got the mask of shielding, obviously.
Am I misremembering? Can't Scotty wear masks?
They can wear them, but they do not have the mental concentration to be able to use them.
So what's going on with Vezon?
That is not wearing the mask. That is fused to the back of his head.
Okay.
He cannot use the Mask of Life. He is just its guardian.
I need to subscribe to Holly Plus. That's what this is.
Holly Plus is another site that
no.
Hollyplus.com. That's an OnlyFans account if I've ever heard of.
No.
Oh, yeah, somewhat speaking of the meta, I feel like it'd be nice to have them at least show up in this game, because I think, like, I was somewhat aware of the 2006 storyline, but I wasn't aware that the meta went to Voinui until, like, many years later. Because it's like, it's not really...
never went there. The Mata never did it either. Now, the Nuva...
That's what I meant, the Nuva, whatever.
Look, as BioNICLE fans, we just gotta be like super
specific
on
with
these things.
The Nuva, it's like I didn't realize they'd gone there until years later, so it'd be also interesting to have them in this game, because I think technically the amount of villains you can play as outnumbers the number of heroes, which feels a bit weird for a game called BioNICLE Heroes.
Well, yeah. Kinda.
I mean, I don't know.
The heroes and villains.
No, almost got him.
It's because you're a small group of heroes tasked with ridding the island of Voinui of evil. Fight the evil Paraka. Collect all the masks. Build and gain the power of hero mode. Watch out! Paraka is on his way.
What?
Strike
Wait.
him in his chest.
Wait,
Stick
Nectan from 2010?
Stick your shotgun right in his face. Blam! He is dead.
Got him. There.
You've committed murder.
Yeah, well,
That
the thing
makes
is,
you a hero.
it's kind of messed up, honestly, because as you'll see,
Oh, he just straight up fell apart.
yeah.
We all
Oh,
fall apart.
I was
son.
kind of joking. I didn't realize it was. I guess
Oh.
that's true.
We all fall apart.
At least we learned some kind of lesson from all this, but not really, because we're just gonna hold him in our hand, his head. Yeah, and then like
Alas,
Yuki is
poor
kind
York.
of he laughs a bit. Oh no!
Oh, hello.
No, that was my head. Give it back.
Oh, hi,
Whoa.
big boy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this actually. That's right. You gotta fight the man,
This
the big,
isn't
the big
canon.
guy himself. Really?
I hate to break it
could
to
have
you.
told me. But okay.
Do you have to fight Vezon and Fenrock at the end of every Paraka level?
I think probably. Yeah. It's been
It'd
several
be really
years
cool
since
if
I
it
played
was
this
just
game. Yeah.
Vezok, because there's the Vezon connection. I don't think that that's really important here, is it?
Be gone. Yes, finally I have my prize. The head of my enemy.
I wish you'd be fighting Thok. That could have said "Be gone, Thok." But no.
Be gone.
There we go. Okay, so now we can play as Vsok. Yeah, I guess I haven't really shown off the collectibles, which I guess I could do now as well. Like, so you see, like, we earn a bunch of collectibles at the end of each level. Do a little jiggle as well. And we can actually see them, like, in the main area. Yeah, we unlock Roodaka, the goof. But, yeah. So, oh yeah, so the Matoran lettering here, I think it says Voyanui Portal. I think that's what we determined last
Yep.
time. So, yeah, it is kind of cool that they're using...
That one
You know,
says,
actual
hold on,
text.
get me closer. I think that's L E.
Does it
Lego
say
shop?
Lego
That's
shop?
L.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably,
I
yeah.
think it's Lego Shop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Lego
Yep.
Shop.
Oh, okay, congratulations, hero. You can now visit the Paraka Playground. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Paraka Playground. Yeah, okay, so let me just show you guys the collectibles, but I think like after that we can probably call it quits. Unless you guys want to play some more of this.
I wanna see. I just want to see the Paraka in action. That's all I want to see.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
do you have to play through the whole level to get to that point?
No, I think like once we load up a level, we can play as Vsok, like in that level.
Oh.
So yeah, so like it's kind of neat. Like they've basically got like stats and like little descriptions for all of the enemies and like the various characters from Bionicle, which I think are kind of accurate to the canon. I think, maybe.
Yeah, this looks canon.
This is all canon as far as I can tell. Did it give a set number too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the look of the Paraka in this game. Oh no, the Rakshi.
Oh yeah, the
Honestly,
look good.
what I will say also, I meant to say this earlier. Like compared to like Bionicle the game, graphically this game doesn't look awful. Like the models actually are. I think they're close enough to their set versions that's not alienating, but not so close as to be like restrictive.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like I honestly wonder if they used any kind of like Lego modeling like tool. I suppose that would probably be the case, right? So and then they'd modify it slightly. That's kind of what happened with Bionicle the game, right? Like because each of the like the ads, like the ghost ads, like they were using, the set accurate models, and then those were basically given to like Argonaut Games, I think. I believe that was the case. But yeah, so like, there's just a bunch of stuff, bunch of little things
So,
that we got.
so this is the Paraka Playground?
No, this is not the Paraka Playground.
Oh.
The Paraka Playground is over here, over yonder, where essentially, well, I'll show you guys.
No one can be told what the Paraka Playground is.
Oh,
You
this
must
is
see it
already
for
a good
yourself.
sign. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, and this is the funky music.
At least it's a break from that other song.
The hero mode theme.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. What is Paraka Playground?
Yeah, here's Vizok.
Oh.
Sup?
There's Faceoff.
So you can make Vizok do things. you can kind of like get him to like there's different attractions, I think. And I don't know if you can actually activate it here. Maybe I'm supposed to like actually activate it from the shop. But basically, like, it basically just plays a cutscene. So once you beat all the Paraka, they'll all be hanging out here in the Paraka Playground.
So hold on a second. So the Toa and Naika, just to be clear, in this game, the Toa and Naika are going around defeating the Paraka, imprisoning them as prisoners of war, and forcing them to do menial tasks. This feels like a breaking of the Geneva Conventions. This feels extremely like this is not very good prisoner of war etiquette.
The Geneva Convention.
No, I mean, look.
It's not canon slime.
They're the heroes of the game.
The Toa code only says you can't kill your enemies. It doesn't say you can't imprison them.
It also says nothing about torture.
Yeah.
To do labor. Yeah.
Or you know, like raise their head up as a prize.
Well, no, that is usually killing. But maiming their enemies.
So there's actually a bunch of collectibles up here as well that'll be unlocked for certain events. How do we activate this thing? Yeah, maybe I should just show you guys Vizok in action, though. I think that's probably where we'll cap this off. But, yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed this little look at BioNicle Heroes, let us know, because we might play a bit more of it. I mean, if we do play more of it, I think probably, like, part 2. There are actually, like, mods, as I mentioned, and one of them is a Voriki skin. Might experiment with it, but, you know. Oh yeah, and Vizok's back in action, because now, of course, we can play as him. He's the man. He's the guy.
Oh, there he is. You know, it's really funny because the I-beams actually make more sense with the Paraka than they do with the Toa.
Yeah. Okay, so
But-
yeah, I think it's basically that's BioNicle Heroes. But yeah, so if you liked it, then hey, maybe we'll make a sequel. Or maybe we could play the DS version. Actually, I do want to try the other
Yeah,
versions
that-
of the game.
Honestly, sounds more interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been good. So
I'd rather go to Roodaka.com than watch another second of this game.
yeah, me too.
Oof.
Let's just go right now.